Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues, playing as the Tlalocan. Alright, so we are gradually degrading. Still got a little bit of a ways to go before we are going to officially meet our demise, but I'm working on it, dang it. Literally working on it. Let's see, we could go for some extra soft attack and so on. Don't think I care about any of that. Let's go for the extra energy cell capacity. Trying to hold on to as many of these as possible. Makeshift squad automatic weapons. Okay, so we're ahead of time on this. We are mutually exclusive tech, huh? Let's see. soft attack, and piercing. What's really the difference between these? Light machine guns have 10 soft attack and 5 hard attack as opposed to 8, and also this has more piercing value. So it's a question of, do we think we're going to be going up against other tanks, or do we think we're going up against soft, easily destroyed bodies? It's kind of hard to say which one I want. I think I'm more likely to go up against light targets, so I'm going to go ahead and research this even while it's ahead of time. Because it'll give me some options as far as production when we do have more factories. Which are showing up right here, but I'm not going to bother making those right now. What are we going to do with it? Nothing. Construction. Alright, we actually have a good number of factories going on here. I am going to save up as much political power as possible so we can get out of this early mobilization and go to partial mobilization. Obviously, that would be better. We did finish up with the extra robots, so great. Now we can go for, I guess, consumer pacification protocols. We don't have to do self-defense training. It's nice, but not absolutely necessary. What we do need is to get protecting our people so we can start on the final quarter, and then start working toward the last will and testament. I still don't know if that is going to prevent a civil war. But I feel like it gave me kind of the warning you want to be going down for that as quick as you can. So I'm going to take that seriously, excuse me, and try working down that route. I got stuff stuck in my throat. I know exactly what it is. I took a break and had some hummus for lunch. Which I've been told, by the way, that American hummus is hot garbage, and I'm inclined to believe it because it didn't taste particularly good. But it's better than eating a delicious American cheeseburger that makes me fat, so I went with it anyway. Let's go ahead and add in a little bit of extra combat width there, using up some more infantry equipment and manpower, but that's a-okay with me. Really don't mind. I just want to have as much 20 combat width going on as possible before my enemies do, to make sure that I have the advantage in whatever initial war we are going to be fighting. What else are we researching right now? We're about to finish up with field maintenance to improve the supply usage of my robots, and then we're going to improve their quality overall. So we're going to stack as many modifiers on these robots as possible. Yeah, we're not going to have as many on the field. Yeah, we can't have as many divisions, but we just have more effective robots that win fights, which means they die less, which means hopefully it evens out if we're effective at being good tactical generals? I don't know. Also, the thing about quantity, you only have so many generals able to control so many divisions in the first place, right? Like, you can cover more ground, absolutely, but if you really want to stack up those benefits and the modifiers from field marshals, having a few really good units is sometimes better than having a lot of really bad units. That's sort of my philosophy in general about a lot of things, but there are definitely exceptions. Definitely exceptions to that. Okay, nothing else I need to worry about over here at the moment. We're already working on the gliders. I don't need better ships right now. If there was something on here that improved, let's say, the producibility of my robots, I'd go for that. But at the moment, I don't see anything that would qualify. I guess I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our basic weaponry a little ahead of time, just so we can go ahead and get started on producing better guns. Because I want to have slightly better infantry available. We have enough infantry equipment and support equipment that I think I could start training up some new ones. Unfulfilled import requests. Okay, so they are delivering not quite as much as they were supposed to. So tell you what, forget you. I'm going to trade with Santa Ana, which may not be wise, but at least I get my imports fulfilled, so I don't have to worry about it. Sure, why not? You've actually got a lot of resources, Santa Ana. I wouldn't mind killing you and taking all your stoof. I want a blob. I want war. This is why I like in Hearts of Iron 4, like the nations that have early aggression. It's just so much more enjoyable to me. All right, recruitable population. War support and a change in oligarchy, which seems just fine and dandy. We're up to 23% support for the elites. Okay. Everybody is improving in their strength at the moment, so the ruler faction is going down by a fair bit. Gliders are done. Okay. Agility? That's all good if you had extra planes. Why can't I research this? We don't have motorized flights. We have to get this first. All right, let's go ahead and start working on some upgraded planes, because I do think good air support goes a very, very long way. Let's go ahead and research those smoke signals for the extra reinforcement rates. The Can you imagine the light robots walking around, and they're like, beep, boop, let's set a fire and start sending smoke into the air, and that's how we signal to the other robots controlled by an AI. It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? No, but it's fine. It's fine. We're not looking for realism. Probably. Annexing the decrepit defenses. Ooh, okay, hang on. What's this? Become owner and controller of decrepit defenses. A core. Where the heck is this? Ooh, we can take this. Okay, hang on. We can get some land. What does it have? A little scrap? Not much. As far as I can tell, it doesn't even have any factories, so we wouldn't really gain a lot by taking this, except for maybe a teeny bit of scrap. So I don't see that as being very crucial. However, we then get it as a core with manpower, and we place down a bunch of outposts to defend it. And then Petro Chico, the remnants of the corporation that spawned us, says the gods are angry, and we lose power. I don't know. That doesn't seem incredibly important. It's good to know that it's an option, but not really crucial to me. I think it's still far more important we go ahead and use the political power to get the partial mobilization, which is what we're going to do right now. Okay, so that improves things a little bit. We should have more factories now building. Okay. And we should be able to build everything faster, so our economy just greatly improved. Gliders, there they are. Can robots be modified in any way? No. No. No! What did I just do? Okay, I just created a new line, but I didn't actually do anything with it. Thank God. I was afraid that I just actually ruined one of my production lines. No, okay, so no variants available for any of those. That's a shame. I feel like you should be able to modify your robots. Don't you think? I think that makes the most sense. That's not a lot of extra reliability, to be honest. It's something, it helps, but not by a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead of time on construction. Again, just the more you snowball, the better things are, always. 32,000 manpower is not horrible, and it is going up by 56 recruitable every month. Which is okay. The more we stack, of course, in population growth, the more we'll get, but that's fine. I wonder what's going to happen with my political advisors once these guys go away. Like, one of them takes over, do we have the ability to use any of the others? Or is that gone permanently? And is there any way I can get other political advisors for an AI? Like, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how that's all going to work. That would be a pretty big hamstring, actually. If I'm unable to get political advisors to give me passive boost to my nation. Like, that legitimately does hurt a little bit. Alright, so we're about to finish with protecting the people. That's going to be good for me. May not be done with the soft hands of Maximilian or the big promises of Zapata. But under the jurisdiction and guidance of Moctezuma's military, the people of Tlalocan are safer than they've ever wanted to be. I mean, yeah, we're going down the full, like, nationalist route here. Okay, so one of the following must be true. We have to have 40% support for the elites. Ah! So you can't go down this until you get some serious support. So every time we've gone down here, for example, and gotten things that increase support for other people, we've made it harder to reach our goal. That's interesting. Okay, well, there are other things I can do in the meantime. I don't really care about self-defense, but, like, extra infrastructure is fine. But what that tells me is we actually do need to be doing things like employee fitness training and military armament in order to create more popularity. So, for example, military armament, before we get to 30% support, will be good because it gets me 10% more here. It only lasts for 45 days, though. But it looks like it does give me some more arms workshops temporarily. You know, that might be enough to actually kick me just over the threshold that I need in order to get the next event. Let's go ahead and grab employee fitness training. We know we need to get more support. Like, not optional. As long as there's less than 70% control, which should be the case for at least a little bit. How do you time this well with the military rearmament? I don't know. I mean, it's going up by a fair bit. Although, interestingly enough, the compliance bots don't seem to be making a lot of change. Which is weird, because I feel like they should. Because that's kind of the whole point of getting the compliance bots. Daily elite support for 300 days is plus 0.01, but it says it's going up by plus 0. So not exactly helpful, but okay. Let's toss on some more infantry. We're up to 20 combat width there. Okay, so now I can focus exclusively on either heavy robots or support companies. And I'm thinking probably support companies. Yeah, maybe we've made a mistake going for literally anything that improved the popularity of somebody else. I mean, I liked the political power gain, and I liked the construction speed. Like, some of this stuff is really good. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We may have messed it up. We're up to 30% control, but not quite yet. If I could get up to 100 political power, we could do this. If I stop doing any more focuses, we could gain political power pretty quickly. What I need to do is stop just slightly shy of the 30%. We can't control this easily, though. Smoke signals is done. This is going to be awkward. Let's go for that research speed. Should have done that sooner. Missed it. 9 days left on this. That may be enough to get us over the 30. It did. Still. Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. I'm doing 100 minus 30% is 70%. Like, 70% support for everything else, and once we're over 30%, this is done. No, we can do this. We're fine. Yeah. Okay. So we get up to 100 political power. Then pick up the armament. Then we can get started working on the final quarter and continue down this route before we decay. So we're going to stop doing anything else after we get this, which we did. There's basic weaponry as well. So now we're going to go ahead and make 2 political power per day. And then we're just going to sit on this for a little bit. Yes, let's improve our basic weaponry. Gonna take a little while, but, you know, still better. Research slot available. What do we want? Not bad. Special forces would be good. Let's just go ahead and research it. I like to have the option. And if that does pair nicely with the specialized doctrines, maybe we can get some, like, really good special forces or something. We have to have the tribal scout kit before we can do any of this. I don't know. Some people think that special forces are fantastically powerful. And they probably are. I just don't use them very often. But you should. Like, if you're really sitting there playing a multiplayer game at, like, Speed 2 and you have time to think about it, going for mountaineer divisions and so on is absolutely a good thing. Now, let's see. Biplanes, how do these compare? These, I'm guessing, are regular fighters. Triplanes are probably, like, heavy fighters. Like, really good range. Worse air attack, though. They have some bombing power. Worse agility. Yeah, I think the biplanes are better. R-plane bombers? The crud is this? I just don't know how to compare this to some of the others. Transports I get. Inert lifting gas. Airships. Ooh, blimps. That'd be fun. We should research the biplanes. I'm pretty sure that's what we want to go for. Ooh, if you can become advanced and stuff, you can go for some really good planes now. Super Fortress. I like that idea. Nuclear jet fighters? Yeah. I've heard it said that possibly, with this new expansion, there are ways to become advanced enough to maybe get some of the Enclave's technology, but that might be a rumor. A rumor and a filthy lie. I don't know. All right, so we're almost at the 100 that I would need to go for the military armament. Now, the thing is, I'm willing to bet you that it doesn't actually get me 10%. I mean, it says that it will, but I'll bet you it's lying. I'll bet you it doesn't. I'll bet you it's like 6%. Let's try it, though. Okay, actually, no, it did get me up to the 40%. Perfect. Let's go for the final quarter before it gets turned off. Okay, so now we're making progress toward that last will and testament before we lose all of our memory banks. Of course, now I don't have any political power. Somehow it went to the negative, and I'm not really sure how that worked, considering, but okay. Now we can do some more tech. We have the metalworking. Let's go ahead and grab more resource gain efficiency. I'm not really focusing on anything to get me extra energy from energy cells. We probably should do that. But at least for the moment, it seems to be fine. We're about to finish up with our last civilian factory here. And that should get me up to almost a pretty good 2 stacks building things. So we've greatly improved our ability to build infrastructure. Speaking of infrastructure, like if we built some here, for example, like that'd be pretty good. The flesh is weak. Yep, I'm sure it is. Yeah, like we could get a lot of stuff in these areas. Where's the most scrap? Because that's what I'm missing. I see 10 there, 17 here. Yeah, so you build a bunch here. That's a way of getting quite a bit more scrap. 14 here. Some power. Yeah. Yeah, infrastructure is actually pretty good. Let's go for the refined construction for the extra hardness and armor value for all robots. That should improve our survivability a fair bit. If we take a look at our generic infantry, you can see they only have a piercing value of 3, so that's pretty minor. Then you have the armor value. So light robots, assuming that the enemy doesn't have any anti-tank of any kind, are going to be really, really strong. We no longer have the effect of compliance bots. It's probably fine, honestly. The final quarter is making some solid progress. I'm assuming that it doesn't, like, automatically stop once military armament ends, so I think we're okay. Let's just hope that once the conditions are no longer met, this automatically doesn't turn off, because that would really suck. We need to trade for a bit more scrap, unfortunately, so let's do that. Okay, one more civilian factory done. Now we're just focusing on military factories for a little bit. Could build some foundries, and that does get me extra scrap, which is nice. Energy cell capacity is modified, so not only does it get me some scrap, but apparently it gets me extra energies. Power stations will do the same sort of thing, but better. Okay. The final quarter is done. Yay! Progress! Finally, we get a pop-up. I feel we haven't had any story in a while. The time has come to die. Oh, that's just morbid. But it would be inefficient for such a small inconvenience as death to disrupt the continued prosperity of Mexico. Preparations for divestment must be made in order to ensure a stable and peaceful transition of power, but first, an executive decision must be made on the proper recipients of our gifts. Let us only grant gifts to those we truly trust. We can afford to be generous. All of Mexico's prosperity must be ensured. I don't know why I would choose not to give this to as many people as possible, unless it's because I want to conquer them and I don't want them strong. Let's only give gifts to those we trust. That seems okay. Gift of weapons. Gift of friendship. Gift of stability. Gift of knowledge. Gift of resources. What do I need to get to this? I need enemies, which means I need the support of the Luchadores, the last of the Petrochicans, instead of the Mohicans, that's funny, and caps of the Viceroy. So I need all 3 of these, which means I need to do everything except for resources and weapons, probably. So let's go for, I guess, the gift of friendship and stuff. Sure. I mean, why focus on giving gifts to other... I plan on conquering all of you, unless there's a peaceful annexation option. I mean, you're all gonna die. It's gonna happen. You can live with it or you cannot. That's just totally up to you. I'm okay with losing some power. Let's just go ahead and annex the decrepit defenses. Thank you. Mine. Petro Chico's not going to be happy about it, but I don't care. What the heck are you wearing? Well, you look silly. Whatever. I get some free land. Ha 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 ha. And that should translate actually into some free resources too. Yeah, it did. Not by much though. Okay, as we are finishing up some of these production factories, we are going to be using up more resources, of course. We are producing heavy lifter bots now. How many more military factories did we get? I didn't think we were getting this many. Huh. Old country has joined the Northern League. I don't care. That is too far away to matter to me. But thank you. Vacuum tubes is done. More research speed. Let's go ahead and grab more reinforcement rate. Reinforcement rate is good. You want people to quickly join the front line so you can get as many stats in a combat fight as possible. Actually makes it better for micromanagement too, I think. How are we doing in terms of robots? We've actually got a fair bit. So it's probably time to go ahead and start training some more. Not that many. Okay. Yeah, let's train some more robots. And I could probably train a few of you as well. It's time to militarize. My favorite stage of the game. How good are these fighters? I'm willing to bet that they suck. I don't have any at the moment, so I mean, who knows, but... Hang on, let's find out. Gliders. Surprisingly good range for a freaking glider, I'll say that. But yeah, the air attack value is pretty weak. These are just better in every way. Alright, so we have the Tribal Scout Kit. I'm going to go ahead and work on the defense for all infantry to make sure that my human infantry are better at what they do. We still have enough equipment that I feel like I could train a couple more of you. Spec Ops divisions. How do these compare with infantry? They're better than infantry in every way, except for river and amphibious. So special forces are pretty good, actually. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's worth building them. Once again, I find that I need more resources, unfortunately, so let's continue with that. Of course, once we have the steam-powered extraction, that should go a little faster. Let's go for some gifts of stabilities with Las Granjas, who's all the way up over here, by the way. So I guess we're trying to improve relations with the people who are bordering up, or close to bordering up with the Kaiser. Interesting. Let's go ahead and switch over to a biplane fighter, because I know that I like the idea of having fighters. Having the air advantage when no one else does is going to be great. Could go for the extra close air support range. Are triplanes considered to be close air support? Oh, they are. Oh. It is. Okay, we want both then. Yeah, I want triplanes too. Yeah, let's research both. I'm not going to focus on the naval game, but I'm going to focus heavily on robots and air. Specifically those two things. Even infantry doesn't matter as much as robots and air. With those two, we should be able to dominate the world. Light robots. Do we want any more support? Yes, I would like to get recon. We'll add on logistics in a little bit. What we just finish? Something. Oh, right. Scrap resources. Okay. Monthly population, infrastructure, construction speed. That seems fine. So do we need to trade for this much? Yeah, we still need to trade for this much. That's fine, but at least we're extracting things like extra power. That's pretty good. 49% left on available memory. We are losing so much stability as time goes on. A gift of stability. What stability am I able to give, I wonder? Not much. Pretty sure I'm the last person to be looking to for stability. We are a failing government, reliant entirely upon the animated Tlaloc, god of the rain, who is slowly dying because we haven't had rain in months. Probably, I don't know. We're just going to go ahead and do these once. I'll control this manually for now. Free civilian factories. Sweet. All right, so let's go ahead and get some more resources. I do think that I want some scrap. Other resources here would be good. Let's just try to get some infrastructure just generally up a little bit in a few places. This should build fairly quickly, but it's a lot of extra resources to work with. And then after that, yeah, let's focus more on factories. I actually think I may have overdone it a little bit. Let's drop down some of the infrastructure. We'll do a little bit, and then we'll focus more on military factories. Still don't need to modify the government. I'm not sure why I didn't just read that, because that seems like it probably was important. We're up to 43% control, by the way, with the elites. We can improve that again. And I guess we probably should. Let's get a little bit more elite support going on. But maybe it's getting to a point where we need to add in some extra routines, subroutines. Oh, that's kind of cool. They're not actually advisors. They're just subroutines. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, a robotic focus would be amazing. It just makes me better at literally everything I would ever want. Alright, so the Gift of Stability is about to be done. Then we can go to the Gift of Knowledge. And then we can try to make other people like me, like the Viceroyalty, Petrochica, and the Free Fighters. Then Chichen Itza, then the Republic of the Rio Grande, and then finally the Last Will and Testament. We gotta go fast on this, though. It is losing 1.12 per month. We probably could calculate how many days we have left. I wish it just told you outright, because that would make sure that I know I can get this stuff done in time. I'm a little concerned that we're going to be pushing it a little close. I probably should not have been working on any of this. Or at least not as much as I was, but we'll try, dang it. And worst come to worst, if Tlaloc dies and we have to win a civil war, fine, whatever. I could use a challenge anyway. Let's fight. Actually, what I could do is not deploy units. And if that trick still works, and I can't remember if Paradox actually did change that, but if that still works, I could suddenly train up a huge army right before a civil war. We don't need the units right now anyway. Let's just go ahead and train them up and let them sit there for a bit. Let's see what happens. It might be the way to go. 44% control now in the elites. Kaiser ate the hangdogs. Okay. Refined construction is done. That leads to combat simulations for more soft attack and hard attack for the entire army. Well-planned attack tactic, better planning speed, and max planning, all of which is good. There's also eventually going to turn into direct control and wasteland autonomy. I'm not sure which is better yet. We'll look at that later. So I could justify some war goals. No, I can't. I am literally not allowed to justify war goals on anybody? Oh, that makes me sad. Tlaloc, why do you have to be such a staunch defender of all of Mexico? No. Alright, robots. I think we go for logistics. Make them better. And then what would happen if I added in the fire team? Organization does go down by a bit. But our organization's already very high. That extra soft attack, breakthrough defense, and so on is pretty good. I think we will eventually do that. Let's go ahead and work on the research speed a little ahead of time. It's fine with me. And I don't necessarily need that right now. I probably should be getting more factory output. How are we doing in terms of output? Producing a few police protectrons per day. Let's add on a couple extra units of robots. Not that many. And a couple more units of infantry. Not that many. Okay, so we can deploy units, but let's just make sure that we actually finish this off. I do not need to be doing any more exercises since we seem to be using up all of our equipment currently. Now, deploying these guys will let me train them up to become regulars, and that's highly tempting, but for now, let's avoid that. We're making less and less political power as time goes on because the stability is so dang low. I hate that. Warrior training. Okay, that's helpful. I hope this doesn't end up being something like Red World, where you suddenly lose, like, everything you've worked so hard to gain. Because that would suck. Now, maintenance companies and so on, this all gets a lot better as they improve. Like, right now, at the beginning, support companies, it's questionable whether you should add them or not, because they reduce your organization by so much for not a lot of benefit. But as time goes on, you get a lot more benefit for the same amount of organization loss, and they become better and better. All right, let's continue working on this. We're at 43%. I have a feeling that we're okay. I feel like we're making progress fast enough that we should be able to get through the national focus and get to the last will and testament. That does give me 50 more political power as well. I guess the fourth tree option here would be to go to Santa Ana and make them get all of our nukes. Seems risky for a crazy AI, don't you think? I think so. Close air support range and attack, not important right now. Let's go for logistics. Just need to be improving those support companies while we can. We have a lot of units that we should be able to train up. I'm still holding off. Well, wait, why am I holding off? You know what? No, let's keep working on the fitness training. I still want to get up to about 50% control here because I feel like that would make a big difference. I feel like it probably would. Maybe it wouldn't, though. But if the Civil War is going to break out, I would like to have the robotic subroutine because that just makes me better at everything I do in my life. How are we doing in terms of heavy robots? Got 95. Well, right now we're not at 20 combat width. We're at 13.5. That's weird. I guess you have to mix these in with light robots in order to have any organization. Interesting. Right now, it's kind of evenly split. So 75. So it's 25 heavy robots for every one of these. So if I were to toss in, let's say, a little bit more of these, that's 18 combat width. If I didn't do this and tossed in another, that's 18.5. Sounds to me like you're supposed to do something like this. 73 hard attack, 171 soft attack. Compare that with the light robots. That's a little bit more. Not an absolute ton, though. I don't know. Heavy robots are probably good, but they don't feel like they're absolutely crucial. Feels that way, but I don't know. Oh, good. We can just hand out a whole bunch of bottle caps to people. That'll make them love me. Here, take my garbage. I know. In Fallout, bottle caps are like the currency for reasons. New California Republic declares war on the Rapids. The last of the Petrochicans. Okay, let's work on that. We have to end this video because we are out of time, but we're almost at the point of having the last will and testament, and then we either have to die, like wait until we actually die, or maybe once you do the last will and testament, you automatically give up and choose your next successor. I don't know which. I'm a little worried we're going to have a huge civil war, but we're getting very close. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.